Hey everybody, what's up? It's Ryan Groos at the Loop Loft, and in this video we're looking at Complete Takes Volume 2. And this particular drum session is entitled Bundled Up. It's at 112 BPM and it's sort of a straight up Americana roots rock kind of thing, sort of a Wilco meets Jayhawk meets Tom Petty sort of vibe. So we're in the verse section already. And just listen to some of the different elements here. You can hear the shakers coming in on an overdub on track 10. And you'll hear how it builds up to the chorus section here in a second, where we've got some hand claps. Let's solo that track. Sort of a syncopated thing going on there against the snare drum groove. And it goes back into verse 2. So you'll notice that the percussion section is there to kind of supplement the larger parts of the song. So the choruses and the bridge, and it kind of drives the song all the way until the end. And the second verse is half as long as the first verse, kind of that traditional pop arrangement, getting to the second chorus faster. We've got some shaker. Here's a bridge. And let's just go through and solo some of these tracks so you can hear them isolated. Kick, here's the snare. We actually had a tambourine taped to the head of the snare drum, giving it that jingle with every hit. It's kind of a nice, folky type vibe going on. And then here's an overdubbed tom and cymbal crescendo leading into the last chorus. Let's check out the overheads. And the room. And a double chorus into a final hit for the end of the track. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're inside of Ableton checking out another session from Complete Takes Volume 2, and this is the brushed ballad track. So as you'll hear, it's a slower groove, 70 BPM. With brushes, as the name might tell you. And let's switch over to the mixer view here. We can take a closer peek. So we're in the intro right now, going to the verse, where it switches over to a hi-hat, and the stirring stops. That comes back in, along with some 16th notes on the chorus. But we really tried to keep things sparse on this session. You'll hear there's a tambourine on every other 4. Solo that track. Just nice and open. Hear a really nice, warm, natural snare sound. And this is the chorus where we went to a 16th note pattern. There's also some percussion in here, some different shakers, tambourine. And check out the room mic. Nice big sound you can mix in whenever you need it on your track, or just make it nice and dry by pulling it completely out. So back into verse 2 here. Let's look at the session view just to kind of see the layout. You'll notice again the shakers and tambourine, they tend to pick up during the choruses, and in this case, to build up the second half of the second verse, we brought in a shaker. Back into another chorus with those 16 notes. So the kick. So we didn't deaden the kick too much, we kind of left it slightly open, not to get it too boomy, but to give you a little oomph and roundness to it, but, so it doesn't sound like a totally dead 70s studio kick drum. It sounds like a bass drum. Totally unprocessed and natural. Now we're into the bridge section, which kind of goes to a floor tom based groove here. Let's solo the floor tom. And again, these drums are completely unmixed other than the outboard gear that was used to track them to tape. So if I was doing a rough mix, I might compress, the kick and the snare slightly. I don't want to compress the overheads too much. Maybe a touch of reverb on the snare. But again, it's up to you. That's the beauty of these complete take sessions. I literally just dragged and dropped all 10 of these tracks into Ableton and have a complete arrangement at your fingertips, ready to mix. So this is the last chorus, double chorus with the 16 notes on the snare. And again, you could easily cut these in half or double them just by selecting the parts of the song that you'd like to edit and copying and pasting or deleting. So rearranging is totally easy. And on this, normally we'd probably just do a fade out heading out of the last chorus there. So on to the next track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that count off leads us into our third and final track of this series. And for this, we're checking it out inside of Reason. This is the track entitled 3/4, but a lot of people might feel this type of groove in 12/8 or 6/8 or call it either one of those. But for the sake of recording this to a click, we did it at 180 BPM and at 3/4. So that's how it's going to line up for you in your session when you set it up. So this is the intro. Again, we've got some brush stuff happening. A nice kind of wide open snare drum with the snares really loose, so you get that kind of loosey buzz. Solo this and check it out. And again, kind of an open kick drum sound. We didn't deaden it too much, and we tuned it up just a little bit. More of a jazz type bebop kick. And this has some really nice percussion on it, especially in the chorus. A cajon. And a subtle kind of bongo thing going on. And some tambourine on the backbeat. So we're still in the first chorus here. Let's switch our view into verse 2 now. And you'll see there are 10 tracks in this session, in all 3 sessions. There are 7 individual drum kit channels. The kick, snare, tom, floor tom, overhead, left and right, and room. And then there are 3 separate percussion tracks as well. So you'll hear the percussion coming in again on the chorus. We've got a really nice root sound on this track. And a double chorus second time around. And then a bridge that kind of breaks it down and back into the intro hi-hat groove. Kind of a mellowed out, sort of slow build into that last chorus again. And we bring in some more layers for the second half of this last chorus heading on the way out. And again, inside of Reason, it's really easy to change the tempos of your tracks. We can slow it down a little bit to 175 or speed it up a little bit to 186. Really great algorithms for stretching live audio inside of Reason. And if we switch back to the session view, looping is really easy since we did all of this to a click You can find 4 bars or 8 bars if you want to work out a section and just write to a certain groove. Set your left and right markers and just hit loop. So this is part of the intro. 4 bars. And again, you can, it's a good way to also set up your mix. You can get bongos a little heavy there, so I'm gonna back off. Kick is a little hot. So using this technique is a good way to kind of get your mix together, so the song isn't, you're not constantly trying to catch up to what you just heard. So we're gonna loop this part. So we're looping like 3 measures. So that's it. Thanks for checking out this video on Complete Takes Volume 2. Stay tuned for more, and until next time, we'll see you soon. Later.